constitutional amendment is a way of getting the people of Maine engaged in a debate on whether they want or don't want an income tax. That's all I'm asking. The Republicans are on board, and the Democrats want to disenfranchise the Maine people. They don't want them to have that vote. Shame on them. And I see a leader here. Shame on you for not letting the Maine people, the 1.3 million people in the state of Maine, to have a say in the income tax. I made an executive decision, and I'm telling you and the Maine people what's going to happen for the next 3.5 years. If the Democrats are going to disenfranchise the Maine people, then the governor of Maine is going to make sure that every bill that comes down from the House and the Senate with a Democrat sponsor will be required to have a 2/3 vote. Because I'm going to veto every one, and I did a bunch this morning. The Maine people deserve to have a say in the income tax. And until they lift it, that's my leverage. And yes, is that politics? I'm playing their game. I'm finally learning to play the game of the politician. So from now on, the first batch is on its way. You can get a Republican to sponsor the bill, and they can get it passed, fine. If not, you're going to be 2/3 until you decide to let the Maine people have a say on the income tax.
Governor, do you feel like the Senate Republicans are on board with everything you want to do? I noticed none of them are here today.
No, they're not.
What does that say? Do you feel like they're on board with you?
No,
Why not?
I don't know. They won't talk. I had a meeting the other day with the Republicans, and not one single word was said, so I don't know. They won't tell me. I put in a budget. And that budget died a long time ago. So I don't know what the budget's going to look like. I don't know what's in it. I don't know what's out of it. But I will tell you this. It's going down. And they need 2/3, and they can override me easily if they choose to.
Do you think Senate Republicans will do that?
I don't know. You have to ask them.
Are you willing to shut the state down over this? I mean,
I am-
are we
I'm-
going to get to that state of brinksmanship where we're looking at June 30th with no budget?
It's not in my hands. It really is not in my hands. They need to come to the plate to discuss. We can do a lot of things without shutting down the government. If this government shuts down, it's because the Democrats shut it down. Because I made it very clear, if they haven't seen where I'm heading, is I'm trying to lower the income tax burden on Maine people. If they don't want to play, then go away.
Governor, are you,
lower the income taxes?
have you taken any steps in your organization, in your administration, Governor, to stop Maine Revenue Services from running numbers for the Appropriations Committee?
No. No,
Maine
I haven't.
Revenue Services,
What I said, so that you make it very clear, I never stopped it. What I've asked, and I asked it 2 years ago, and I asked it again last week because they forgot it. They have a short memory. I asked that when you have a request, would you be kind enough to come through the governor's office so that we're all on the same page? They wrote a letter to Mr. Rosen, asked him to do some work and not to let me know. And so I'm going to take action on that. I reminded the appropriations that they need to come through me if they want anything, and that's the action I took. If you want information, you're going to have to ask me for it. I'll give it to them. I'm just trying to keep everybody informed of what's going on.
well, you directed.
So you don't know what the final budget will look like yet, but you're already planning to veto it at this point?
Well, I don't know what it is. If it's gonna, let me tell you something. If they come down with a 6.5% income tax cut with a constitutional amendment, we're going to work. But I've given several options. No, I'm going just by what I heard. Peggy Rotundo, who is chair for the Democratic Party on that committee, said there would be no tax cuts. And I'm saying if there are no tax cuts, it's not going by my desk. then it's gonna have to have a 2/3 vote. And I'm fine with that.
Governor, was outside of your office.
I mean, look, you know, to answer that even clearer, there was only one time since I've been governor that we haven't had a 2/3 budget. That was the very first budget. And I did that trying to give them an olive branch to work together, and they never listened.